Quick question. 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 Hey, everybody, I'm Travis Clark.
And I'm Jonathan Sadowski, and welcome to Quick Question.
This is the podcast where we start every episode with a quick question. In fact, I think, Jonathan, I'm going to ask you a quick question right now. Quick question. How are you with compliments? Like taking them?
I like compliments.
I've
gotten some weird compliments, too.
Oh, well, let's start with that. What's a weird compliment you've gotten?
I don't even know if it was a compliment, actually. So this last season on Young and Hungry, our director, Andy Cadiff, he went to Harvard. He's a Harvard alum. And he started having these interns on set who are just people who kind of were interested from Harvard, who were interested in...
I mean, thank God, because those guys have had it rough. You know,
exactly.
People who've gotten into Harvard,
Exactly.
Underprivileged people.
So he has these interns, and I mean, one of them had to be homeschooled because she was a sweet little Asian girl, and she was like a freshman at Harvard, and she comes up to me and she goes, "Do you mind if I ask you a question?" Yeah, sure, go for it. What's your question? She says, "Do you do your own hair?" I said, well, yes, I do. I do my own hair every morning. She goes, that's an interesting shape. and then literally, Trev, just turns and walks away from me. That was it.
I love of all the things you could have asked you, like that was the top question.
Yeah.
And then
you're working you're interning on a hit comedy.
Yeah.
And that's the, do you do your own hair?
And then, and then just walks away.
That's an interesting shape and walks away. So, why do you ask how do I feel about compliments?
Because I was going to compliment you. That's why.
Oh.
You are without a doubt one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever met.
Oh, man.
And in addition to being a great neighbor, like I fucking adore you. Like Brandy and I, my wife, for those of you who don't know, we sit around and just talk about like, Jonathan's such a good dude. He's just such a good guy.
Aww.
And all the time.
Well, that makes me very happy.
Which I think is great. Especially makes me super happy when I see you be super dickish to people online.
Okay. Let me just clarify. So, I have a short fuse. And now that my show's on hiatus, I have a lot of time on my hands.
Sure.
And I have no problem getting into a spat with a troll.
Right.
And it's like, if you're going to spew venom at me, I'm going to spew more venom at you,
Yeah.
And I can rally my troops around me
But not only that, like, I rarely have I been, like, I have some friends where I go, like, dude, you kind of, that was a little too far. Yours are always so fucking funny. And just so, like, and then the people try and come back and you're like, no, dude, just delete the account. You're done. You're finished. Get out now.
I think that's the best compliment you've ever given me. It's like fuck the whole "you're a nice guy" thing. It's like, but dude, you can really tear someone down.
You can't. Like, there's stuff that, like, what's the old there's like some old line in something. It's like when you hit a baseball a certain way and it like reverberates the bat and it hurts your hands.
Yeah.
That's what I feel emotionally when I read what you say to people. I'm like, oh, ow, that was a good ding and it hurts over here.
Yeah, I grew up and I thank my mother for my wit, because I mean, listen to her and my dad fight back in the day. I mean, she knew exactly where to go, to make him just like lose his hair. So
that's interesting. Okay, I've met your brother. I mean, your family is funny. I've talked to your mom a few times on FaceTime, and you have a funny family.
Yeah, we're pretty peculiar.
What was it? One of your cousins who sent a video of your dad with
it was my nephew.
Your
with this, you see me rolling. For those of you guys don't know, my dad is a very rotund fellow, and he's getting up there in age. And he took my nephew shopping in Chicago, and my godson Noah sent me a video, just just an empty frame of like a department store. And then, I don't know, from right to left, you saw my dad on one of those rascals, just like, kind of hum across the screen. And my nephew sent it to me with the caption, "You see me rolling."
And how old is he?
He's like 10.
See, I was not that fucking funny at 10. That's amazing.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah, that's great.
It's pretty funny. We had a great, very funny family incident that happened. So I have I have 3 nephews. Sorry, I dropped your Post-its with the nuclear codes on them.
It's just a word count. That's all it is.
So I have 3 nephews. Luke is the oldest. Then the middle one is Noah, who has my godson, and the youngest is Eli. So Eli just had his first communion a couple weeks ago.
So it's like 12, is that right?
No, he was like 2nd grade. Like he's like 8, 7, 8. Yeah.
I forget. All the religions do it at different times, right?
Great,
Yeah.
I'm still not welcomed in any religion as an adult. It's weird.
Oh, good. And I've denounced all of them, so it works out.
So Eli had his communion a couple weeks ago, and Noah, his birthday's on May 19th. So Noah had his birthday. My mom was in charge of getting a birthday cake. And my cousin sent me a picture that had me on the floor. It was a picture of Noah standing next to his birthday cake that said, "Happy birthday, Eli."
Intentional or unintentional?
Completely that's my mother for you. Just sometimes I wonder how she makes it through a day.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So wait, how do you deal with compliments?
Not well.
You don't.
I usually try to deflect them and say something self-deprecating about myself. I grew up very differently than you. I had a grandmother who was a horrible person.
I had a grandmother too.
Did you? Oh my God, I knew we had so much in common. My grandmother was a terrible person who believed that you should never compliment anyone or they'll get the big head, is what she said.
Interesting.
So that permeated all the way through my mom and to me. So anytime someone compliments me, I have to go, no, not really.
Just don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, not at all. The worst.
Like, do you ever see those kids like in grade school when like they're about to get into a fight and their face starts twitching? You know, it's like they can't handle the adrenaline.
That, but if you say something nice about me,
yeah,
that's what
like
happens.
it's like they can't handle the adrenaline and you can't handle the compliment.
You're making it up because later you're gonna hate me. That's where I go every time.
What are you setting me up for?
Exactly. Yeah, you get it.
I get it. I just tend to believe in like the goodness of people, and if they compliment you, it's coming from a good place, you know.
Or what are
it's
they?
Like, why waste your time complimenting somebody if you're just gonna, if you really don't like them?
I admire that because my thing is, what's your game, dude?
What's your angle?
What are you trying to get out of this? What are you hoping to achieve?
No, and here's the thing. I think that compliments should not be just thrown around. You know?
I agree with that. Yeah,
because it demeans their value. You know,
right?
The more compliments you give them, something I like compliment people when compliments are deserved. You know, and it's like following people on Twitter. You have no idea how many times a day I get asked, follow me. How about a follow? How about a follow? Follow me. I'm a big fan. How about a follow? Follow for a follow. It's like I don't need you to follow me, but it's like I always tell them, I was like, I will never follow someone who asks to be followed. It's like, do something worth following and I will follow you.
Sure. It's it's how I met my wife.
Really?
She was worth following.
Oh. And then, I said, this is a girl worth following.
Yeah.
And a few nights later, after staying in the bushes outside of her window.
I mean, look, the first restraining order.
It's like,
I was like, she's noticing. She's noticed. So I should pursue this.
Things are working.
Yeah, well,
everything's falling into place.
You can't tell someone to go away if you don't know they're there, so that's fine with me.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've never dealt well with compliments. I'm getting better at it. I used to be horrible at social interactions too. Like just terrible, just panicked the whole time. Like
really?
I was going to say the wrong thing. I was going to do the wrong thing. I had a lot of people who were like pretend to be my friends and then left when I was younger. And that just set me up for like, everyone leaves. And I was like, what a weird thing to carry into adulthood.
I think a lot of kids do that though. I think a lot of kids are awkward in social environments because they're still trying to figure out who they are. And everybody wants to be the cool kid and they're trying to be cool. And like, look, cool has a lot of different meanings,
Sure.
Like
sometimes cool is staying in your house and reading a book in 2 days.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
I mean, that's what's really cool to me right now.
Reading is cool, kids.
Yeah. Stay in school. Actually, get homeschooled. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Just you don't want to show up on set and ask somebody about their head
Get
shape.
homeschooled, but go to parties.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
Socialize.
It's all about balance,
Yeah. But I still panic when okay, we live up the street from a school, and I panic every time I'm around children still because I'm still.
Were you like incessantly tortured by a group of grade schoolers?
Yeah. I was the new kid from Georgia who talked funny.
I mean recently.
Oh, just well, that's a joke I have.
Every time you walk by the school, they just berate you.
That's literally a joke I have.
Come home crying, and Brandy's like, "Did it happen again, Travis?"
It did. No, I say,
do you want me to call their parents?
Would you?
It's amazing.
Would you shame them on social media so they'll leave me alone? Yeah, I have a joke about, like, I live up the street from a school, and you hear in the news a lot about how bullying is a problem at schools, and I say that's 100% true, because those kids are super fucking mean to me. Every time I walk by, they just make fun of me, and that's how I feel. I feel every time I walk by a group of kids that I'm still the kid, and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not supposed to be, and I did something wrong, and I'm not, don't.
Yeah, man. That stuff has lasting consequences on people, lasting effects.
Yeah.
You know, I was bullied in grade school. You know, people used to call me fairy and homo, and it was like an insult, and because I was in the arts and I did magic and I played the piano and I was. Well, I mean,
that's
like,
a pretty homo thing to do. It's okay.
I'm laughing, but I'm crying on the inside.
Just want to let you know this is a very unsafe space, so we can say whatever you want here.
Yeah, but you know what? Success is the best revenge.
That's true.
Yeah.
What's that like?
No, but like the effect, like kids are trying to, they're always trying to find themselves, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, adults don't know how to. That's the thing that I'm just realizing now, as a very much adult person. Adults are no different. There's many adult who is like me, just walking around with, childhood scars, being like, I hope no one sees this. But you're also too like, absolutely. I'm just trying to fucking figure shit out. Just because I'm older than you doesn't mean I know anything. I shouldn't have listened to any of the adults that I knew as a child. They were just as clueless.
See, and that's the thing. Like one of the biggest things I always focus on as being an adult is being an adult is not much different than being a kid, except you're more comfortable being honest. That's how I try to live my life. Like be more comfortable being honest. Like I'm not trying to be this person anymore. Even though I knew it wasn't me, you know, like even though I knew I was trying to be part of the cool group, but like I was like, I don't have a lot in common with these people, you know. So now I openly accept who I am. I openly accept what I like, what my hobbies are, what my interests are, and I don't try to mask them anymore.
I don't either, but that's like really a new thing for me. Like I just admitted,
it's ballsy, man.
Yeah, I just admitted after let me do the math on this. 23 years, I just admitted that I like Alanis Morissette. I just admitted that.
Alanis Morissette's awesome.
Yeah, I'm 100% in agreement with you. I can agree to you now.
I'm proud of you, Trav.
But when it was out, it was like, fuck you and your ironic song. I don't like you.
Fun fact, that was the first concert I've ever seen.
That?
Alanis Morissette opening up for the Gin Blossoms at Grant Park. I think it was like 1992.
Wow, she wasn't even Alanis Morissette yet.
She was Alanis Morissette. Like her single "You Ought to Know" had just come out, and she was the opening act for the Gin Blossoms, who were the headliners.
In 92?
Yeah.
That seems early.
Maybe 92 to 93-ish.
Okay.
92? A little early. 93? Now you're talking.
Oh, no, that checks out.
Now you're talking.
Yeah, I just recently was like, I'm okay with admitting that not only do I like that album, but like there's amazing playing on that record. And
it's incredible. Yeah. You taught me that Flea was the bassist.
Yeah. And Dave Navarro's the drummer. I mean, the guitar player, and Taylor Hawkins is the drummer.
Amazing.
Yeah. The whole thing was set up for success. The whole thing was, it wasn't supposed to be a giant pop album. It was supposed to be a rock album, and it became
one of the greatest albums ever.
Yeah, it's up there. It's definitely up there. I don't know. Ever?
I mean, well, one of the most popular albums ever.
Yes, no question.
Now you're talking.
Now 93? Yeah, now I can get on board.
Now you're talking. So wait, let me go up. So the compliment thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can take a compliment. I can even take an insult if it comes from an honest place. I'm like, wow, you know what? That stings a little bit, but they're right.
I see you as one of these guys who's just not fazed by shit like that.
I'm not really fazed by it. Like, especially the ones that are just, arbitrary, like, insults, like just slinging mud to sling mud. those are the people I have no problem like tearing a new asshole on Twitter. So it's like, dude, you're out of your fucking league. Like, let's just, I'm gonna go right for your throat and just like chop you down to size.
But you do it sometimes. Sometimes you do just go to like DEFCON 1 like really quick, and sometimes you do it.
Wait, is DEFCON 1 the highest?
Isn't it the highest, or is it 5?
5.
I thought it was 5 to 1. Is it 1 to 5?
I think it's 1 to 5.
I think it's 5 to 1.
DEFCON 5.
DEFCON 1.
DEFCON 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might have to go to the internet on this one. We'll get back
We'll
to
get
it.
back. I feel like I'm just going by what was in the leftovers.
Okay.
So
you have been obsessed.
I can't stop. I can't stop. It's the best show on television. That's a drama right now. It's absolutely the best. Not your cup of tea.
I haven't watched it yet. I tried reading the books. I just wasn't into it.
I just finished it. I read the book in 2 days. I just went.
So is it kind of Bible beatery?
No, not at all. In fact, there is no God. There is no religion. None of it's real.
But
We're all hopeless, and the human condition is just made for suffering. That's the.
Sounds like a real feel good, some light summer
Oh my
reading.
God! And you actually, and I'm not even lying, so fucking funny. Sometimes there are just such funny fucking moments in the show, and even in the book, that are just unbelievably laugh out loud funny.
So how do you deal with insults?
Oh, I personalize them and I make them reflective in how I treat myself. That's how I deal with insults.
Because
very poorly.
You as a stand-up comic, I'm sure you've gotten heckled.
Oh, all the time. All the time. Yeah.
So how do you what's your MO when someone heckles you? And it's like saying, I think like being heckled is like the same thing that happens to me on Twitter and social media. You know, it's just slinging mud. There's no basis. It's not rooted in anything. So that's why it's easy for me to brush off.
I feel I usually handle it pretty well. You kind of have to. You can't flinch, or then you're done. You know, like then if you give one person an opening, then you're gonna get just shit on endlessly by the whole crowd. I used to like shut it down really fast and like go really hard in the paint, like too fast, and which makes people be like, "That was funny, but fuck you." Like, you're just mad about it. And also, too, it depends on who's heckling you. Like, if it's I once dealt with an older woman up front, like, too harshly. And everyone was like, why is this dude being mean to the old lady up front? And it was like, well, she's drunk and talking at me. I'm right. You're right. I was too much. Right. That was too much. But it's a skill like anything else. You have to learn it because it's going to happen. Like, someone's going to have a wise-ass comment. And if you don't have a I'm funnier than you thing, then you don't belong on the stage. Yeah. That's the whole point.
Yeah, you can't show that you're offended on stage.
You can show that you're offended. You can show that you're annoyed by it, but you have to be funnier than the comment. It's just like what I see you do to people on Twitter. You have to be funnier than the comment coming at you, or there's no point in responding. Yeah. And if you just ignore it, and Twitter, you can at least ignore stuff. Like in the middle of a show, if someone is screaming at you, you gotta go, I gotta deal with this dude.
I couldn't imagine. I have always thought about doing stand-up and like giving it a whirl, but I mean, all it would take for me to lose my temper on stage is like...
I kind of want to see that show. I kind of want to see the Sadowski incident, Oh my God, you'd be such a viral sensation.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'd lose my fucking career.
Oh, you already were admitting that you'd want to do stand-up, so something had gone wrong already to begin
with.
But
like you said, it's different, because on Twitter, I come from the school of thought that I like to make people look stupid by letting them hang themselves. I give them the rope and let them say, just keep talking until you give me that one opening. And then I'm Mike Tyson your ass. You know?
Well, that's what's amazing about a lot of people is that they don't realize that kind of interaction is basically a chess game, and you don't want to set yourself up for the knockout punch. Like you kind of have to. There is an art to insulting people, or to like having a back and forth. If you're being playful about it, there's a way to go back and like we could sit here and bust each other's balls all day and make each other laugh.
Right.
And then the second I say the one thing and you come in and poof, there's no coming back. That's when you got to concede, where you go, I don't have anything. You got me.
But people never concede on Twitter.
No,
they don't. The biggest concession on Twitter is when someone blocks me. Then it's like,
oh, that's my favorite. No, that means you won. That means you've absolutely won.
Okay. I wrestle with this because I have a quick trigger finger. I block lots of people. Does that mean that they've won? Because I tend to block people like you say like a homophobic remark on my page, or to me, or to anyone on my account, or a racial slur, anything like that. It's like, I got no time for that. You're gone.
That's fair.
You're gone. And it's not like, damn it, they didn't win, Trav.
But the way I'm thinking of it is the times that I've been blocked by people is they've come at me and then I've said something to them that made them go, I can't. Like, I can't.
Throw it in the towel.
Yeah, like your block is that you don't have a funnier comeback. So I won. And I don't have to see you anymore. Like, what do you think you're taking away from me? You fucking idiot 311 fan. I don't care about your opinion. This one guy, he was like John 420/311. I was like, I don't care about any of those things. Why are you talking to me?
Was that his real Twitter
Yeah,
handle?
it was something like that.
No, that's exactly what it was. You know,
It was something like that. I don't remember
like that
exactly.
scene in MacGruber when he just keeps memorizing the guy's license plate and obsessing over it.
Yeah. But I think when you've if someone comes at you and then you insult them better and then they block you, that's like gold medal ribbon. Like that's yeah, that's when you
I wear
won.
it like a badge of honor.
I'm not blocked by anybody super. I'm trying to get Trump to block me, but
Trump wouldn't block me. What the fuck's his name? I can't even think of his name. Who played Chachi?
Scott Baio.
Scott Baio. He blocked me.
Well, that's not hard.
Yeah.
What did you do to Chachi?
It was pretty bad. I said, I know, because he was like a huge Trump supporter and he was like rallying for Trump and all this stuff and just saying some really stupid shit. And I tweeted at him directly and I said, I know Trump is promising people jobs, but I don't even think he can help you, Scott Baio.
Oh, fuck.
And it was like instant block. It was like I hit send and I was blocked.
Yeah, they don't really have used to be a Celebrity Apprentice. There's no
That's
real
hysterical. Wow. Wow, is that good? That's like damn. That's like an insult I wish I came up with, you know? That's like an envy. Wow, I'm proud of you with
Thanks,
that.
man. Sometimes I have my moments, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Sometimes I've but that type of shit gets me into trouble too. Like I just had that happen recently to a comic buddy of mine. He was tweeting some shit about Dunkin Donuts. I don't give a shit about Dunkin Donuts. I don't care about Dunkin Donuts. But people from the East Coast revere Dunkin Donuts because they grew up on it.
Yeah.
I guess Chicago too, right?
My mom loves Dunkin Donuts.
Well, this buddy of mine was jumping in on some Twitter beef that his buddy had about ordering a muffin at a Los Angeles Dunkin Donuts and it didn't come out good. And I was like, no, it didn't come out good because it's Dunkin Donuts and it's a fucking muffin. You did everything wrong. You don't go to a corporate donut place and order not a donut and then be surprised it's bad. Like everything so I just kind of start ribbing my buddy. And not even on social media. I'm like, I have your phone number. I won't do this publicly.
Text it,
Yeah. So it's just like, just shitting on him. And then he just like after two exchanges went, what is your goal with this? And was like mad at me. And I had to be like,
over a fucking donut.
Over Dunkin' Donuts.
Not even over a muffin.
Over a muffin, a poorly toasted muffin from a donut place. We live around the street from a corporate donut place that puts up signs that says they have tuna fish sandwiches. If you're going to a donut place,
You talking about the place in the corner?
Down the way, yeah.
Oh my God, it's so funny you said that because like literally I was driving with Melissa the other day and I passed the donut shop and I saw that sign in the window and I had like a guttural
it's
I
gross.
gagged.
I don't want tuna fish anywhere near donuts.
It's
you
disgusting.
shouldn't. Not only should you not have that ingredient there.
How can we make this Boston cream better? Bill, what do you got?
I've got a lot of tuna fish.
I'm going to throw this out there. Tuna. Fucking genius, Bill.
Oh my God.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Bill.
You got to try our Boston tuna cream donut.
The tuna cream. Oh. So much about that is just wrong.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Yet, I would try. What are you breaking?
I don't know.
I invite you into my house.
I know. This chair is a little all over the place here, Trev. I don't know which way's up.
You got so Chicagoan on that. It's just a little all over the place there.
That was a little New York.
Sorry. I'm not good with Chicago accents.
So wait, I want to get back to this whole. So you know what? One of my big things though is that I have a conscience. I really do.
Really?
I do. And
no, I can believe that because you're a thoughtful person.
I am, and I really do care about people. Like,
but once that threshold is crossed, all bets are off.
Once that threshold's crossed, but I feel like sometimes I've gone like I've just like embarrassed people online, and it's never my job it's never my goal to embarrass you, unless you like. I will meet your aggression with the same amount of aggression, but a little more wit.
Look, I was talking with Scott Baio the other day, and he has a very different opinion of you.
He does not like you. He does not like you.
I don't know if you know how to do a Baio podcast. It's just me and him, and we talk about how mean John Sadowski is to him on.
But so there have been many times, where I've gotten into these Twitter spats, and I've literally after I felt bad. I was like, because there've been like this. I mean, some of these people. I mean, they're not obviously not wired right, and then like my fan base starts getting into them too, and I'm just like,
oh no!
If this guy does something to himself tonight, I'm gonna feel horrible.
You mean like turn his life around and say, like, oh, maybe I should really question the way I interact with people.
That would make me happy. But I feel bad sometimes. Like sometimes I'm like, man, was I a little too hard on that person? Or, and then like if I feel like going in that direction, especially like on my Facebook page, I've gotten into some serious beefs. And I remember I was arguing with this guy and he kept on calling me a douche. It's like, that's like everybody's new go-to. It's like, you're a douche. It's like, okay, whatever, I'm a douche.
Well,
and,
that's just hitting in certain parts of America. We've had it on the coast
we've had
for
it
a
on the
while.
West Coast for a while. California's very, very forward, socially forward. So, and this guy was a cop, and I kept calling him Barney Fife.
Yeah.
Barney Fife.
Yeah,
I kept calling him Barney Fife, and I knew it was really starting to get to him. And every time he would just say something, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, whatever you say, Barney Fife, Barney Fife, Barney Fife." And then he started getting like hitting like trying to go below the belt and just like getting really crass. And I was like, all right, I need to reel this conversation in. So I kind of like threw in a line. I was like, you know what? I was like, I bet you and I, if we went out for a beer, we'd have a lot of laughs. And it kind of changed the entire dynamic of the thing. And what was starting to go from, just who's wittier into more of an aggressive, like,
who's shittier?
Who's shittier?
Yeah.
Now I was like, you know what? I was like, me, and my buddies we'd have a lot of laughs getting a beer together. And he was like, yeah, he's like, you seem like a cool guy. And it's like, you just called me like, like, I'm not even going to tell you what he called me. But it's like, yeah, you seem like a cool guy. We should get a beer sometime. And the guy sent me a fucking friend request, which was like, really,
did you approve it?
I was like, get fucked. I was just being nice, dude. I wanted to like.
I was just defusing, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. Okay, I'll accept your friend request. No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
So how was the beer? Did you guys get along?
I put a laxative in his.
You are an easy dude to get along with. I mean, the first time we ever hung out, I was like, "This is my best friend," and I met you that evening. Like, I was like, "This is the best dude. I'm having the best," and I might have had a few drinks. I might have suggested we all start a band. There was a lot going on.
This is a true story. This is a true story. Who is it? It was me, you, Voltaggio,
Christian, and.
Freddie? Was maybe Freddie there?
It gets hazy.
No, Freddie wasn't there because we were busting Freddie's balls about not being there. Oh, that was a good night.
That was a good night, and that's when I realized, like, oh man, if I'm gonna go out drinking with you, like, I gotta train. Like, it's you don't mess around.
Oh, stop it.
Okay, I don't drink at all anymore.
I know.
And so when
it's a little disappointing,
we were like 2 drinks in, and I was like, I'm done. And all of a sudden, we were walking to other places, and then we got separated, and then I started panicking. I was like,
we were just in the bathroom, weren't we?
Yeah, but it was like we had gone to it was like the third place we'd gone to.
I think we were just in the bathroom.
Yeah, but I was like,
I came out and you were crying on the sidewalk.
Yeah, I was like, everyone always leaves, and you were like, I don't know what.
Oh boy!
And then,
well, yeah, look, I like to think I am an easy guy to get along with.
Absolutely,
and I go out of my way when I meet people, to show I show them the respect they show me. You know, like I was at the gym this morning and this guy walked up to me and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "My girlfriend loves your show." He's like, "I watch your show too." And I was like, "Well, let's take a photo for her. What's her name? All this stuff." But it's like, that's just not how Twitter works. Like no one in real life really walks up to you and is like, "You're a fucking faggot," like to your all
should
caps.
hang out with me more.
Like all caps.
Happens to me a lot.
But like on Twitter, people just come out of the gate hot and just like, "Whoa, dude." I don't even know you.
Well, you get it because you're a visible person. I'll get it for something I tweeted like 3 years ago. Someone will find it, and they'll be. And I was like, dude, I had one vegan warrior guy like argue with me about something, and I was making a joke about veganism, but in support of it. And he attacked me for like a week. And I was like, dude, I'm on your side. Like, I don't even understand what you're upset about. Conversely, Ricky Lake once cut in front of me while ordering ice cream, and I didn't.
Bet that set you off.
I did not leave her alone for 3 years. Anytime I went on Twitter, I would mention Ricky Lake and that she cut me off while waiting to get.
Did she ever reply?
She was like, I had friends in line in front of you. And I went, that's still fucking cutting, is what I said. I was very mad about it. I did not let it
This
go.
makes me so happy, Travis. This makes me so happy. Yeah, I have a quick fuse with that shit. Like like I said, being an adult means being comfortable, being honest, in my opinion. And Melissa gets really upset sometimes when I'm out in public. You know?
What? Like what?
Well, the other day, it was Mother's Day, and me and my brother, my sister-in-law, Melissa, and my niece, we all went to this brunch. Was it Mother's Day or Father's Day? What was the reason?
Mother's Day. Yeah, Father's Day is coming up
Yeah.
in a couple of weeks.
It was Mother's Day. So
As of the time we're recording this.
we go to this brunch place, and they weren't even open yet. Me and Melissa like valet the car. We're like the fourth people in line at this place. And then I just like go and get some shade like under the awning and stuff like that. And next thing you know, there's like 75 people waiting in line. So we start walking up to the door, and this mother's like, no, I saw you. We were here before you. No. Just so you know, we were here before you. And I was like, no, I actually saw you get out of your car. She's like, you're lying, like in front of her daughter. And I go, pull out your valet ticket. Let's see who has the lower number. We'll see who's lying. And she's like, Happy Mother's Day. Just like, Happy Mother's Day. And I was like, no, pull it out. You want to be a big shot in front of your kid? Pull out your ticket. I'll pull out mine. Like, pull out your dick. I'll pull out, you know? And Melissa and my brother's just like me. He's even a worse temper than I do. And I was just like people like, it sets me off. When you know you're right and someone insists that they're right.
But she had the lower number, so what did you do?
No, she didn't. She
I know.
refused. Yeah, you son of a bitch.
That would have been great. You're like,
see how angry I just got? Yeah. I didn't. That was the second car they parked in the valet. Yeah, I have some Larry David moments. Like I remember Melissa and I were like coming back from a road trip somewhere, and I was starving, and I was like, well, I just need to eat something because my blood sugar drops, and I'm just a fucking cranky pants.
A hungry Sadowski is a dangerous Sadowski.
I am a cranky pants.
Yeah.
So that's why, like today, I was like, "Are we down for that burrito? Because I need to eat now." And you're like, "Eat."
Yeah, I was like, "You should go."
You wouldn't like me when I'm hungry. So we were coming back from this road trip, and we wound up stopping at a Red Robin. And I've never been to a Red Robin. Have you been to a Red Robin?
Yeah, I've been to a few.
I've been to a Red Robin. Like, this was my first and last Red Robin.
But they have the endless fries.
Sure. And I get this cheeseburger, and it was just like, ugh, it wasn't satisfying me. It was pretty bad.
I should point out, Red Robin, new sponsor of the show. Where Red Robin.
This podcast is brought to you by Red Robin.
Red Robin, it's a place.
So me and Melissa are walking out, and this poor high school girl working her summer job, she's like, "Hi, how was everything?" And I go, "Eh." And she goes, "Oh, really?" And Melissa's like, "Don't." And I was like, "It wasn't great." How am I helping this establishment if I'm not being honest?
Sure.
You know? But she got really mad at me that I was saying, she's like, "You should have just told her it was great." I was like, "Why would I tell her it was great? It was not great."
What did the young lady do?
She was kind of taken aback, because I don't think anyone's ever said that to her before.
Oh, but she works at Red Robin. I would imagine she hears it endlessly.
Yeah, but I think the people that go to Red Robin regularly are not like the people with my culture palate.
Is the beef only been frozen for 2 months? I can just taste such a freshness.
That is some freshly de-thawed beef.
It's like when you go. I went to a place once with Brandy. I think it was like a Bennigan's. Is that a place?
Bennigan's is a place.
Like on the East Coast, right?
They're in Chicago as well.
Okay, we were at one in Boston.
Yeah,
and we ordered. We were like, we'll just have a side of vegetables. We were both vegetarian at the time. Brandy's now vegan, and I am now usually trying to avoid the fact that I eat a steak at least once or twice a year. That's my current diet.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome special guest,
Ronnie James Dio, back from the grave.
I was like, are you playing me off?
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jonathan Sadowski. You can see him this Sunday at the Irvine Amphitheater.
He'll be stacking the wax all night long.
We ordered a side of vegetables, and we said, what comes with that? And he goes, I'll have to check the bag.
You'll have to check. Are you sure he didn't say I'll have to check in the back?
No, check the bag. And we were like, what? He goes, well, they just come in like a little bag and we heat them up in the microwave. And
my gross.
Okay, I guess. And then it was just this oily pile of had been probably steamed 4 months ago vegetables.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Bennigan's, also a place.
That'll teach you That'll teach you not to eat meat.
Well, if I'd ordered a Bennigan steak, they would have just microwaved a steak I don't think there was any actual cooking happening there.
That'll teach you to go to Bennigan's. This podcast is brought to you by Bennigan's.
Bennigan's. That'll teach you.
Bennigan's. It's in the bag. We got this in the bag.
That's hilarious.
We need to come up with slogans for all these Midwest, Applebees.
Don't. Sonic. There's not one near you. I don't understand why we advertise in California.
Applebee's. Just a little worse than Apple A's. Oh, we have fun.
We do have fun.
Oh, we have fun.
Have you ever been to an Applebee's?
I have been to an Applebee's. I went to college at the University of Illinois.
I thought you were going to say you went to Applebee's college. I was like, holy shit.
Sounds like McDonald's University.
Yeah.
No, I went to college at University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. So we had all the finest. We had Steak and Shake. We had Applebee's. We had...
Did you have a Club A?
What the hell's a Club A?
Okay, I just found out about this through a buddy of mine.
Is it like a secret? Is it like Club 33 for Applebee's?
In a way, yes. So in certain areas, in certain small towns where there's an Applebee's, when it's gets to be after hours, it becomes Club A, and you can come hang out in an Applebee's and dance and drink at the bar.
Oh my God, that sounds so depressing.
Doesn't it?
That sounds so depressing.
Yeah, they're after a certain hour, they make it a cooler, more exclusive place to get into.
Dude, it reminds me of this sketch. It was so funny, sad. I went to the Groundlings with Melissa once, and they did a sketch about this, about this guy who would drink tequila sunrises at the Applebee's, and he would just pick up chicks and stuff like that. But it was frighteningly real,
Right.
And it was borderline. It was hysterical, but when I left and started thinking about it more, I was like,
that's somebody's life.
I was like, yeah. I was like, art imitates life, dude.
Well, the way I found out about it is my buddy was telling me that somebody's wedding reception was at a Club A. So
oh my God.
And then everyone went to Club A that's when I was like, oh, I don't know what he's like. It's just after dark Applebee's. It's all it is.
Oh my God.
Because if you're in a small town that doesn't have anything else and there's only so many bars, they're just trying to find a way to make more revenue. Yeah. Hey, I can't fault Applebee's.
So was the actual reception there?
That's what he said. Yeah. Or maybe
it's you know what? We're having our reception and dinner at Applebee's.
I didn't say they were.
Wait. Just wait till they clear out these tables. Gonna be a good time.
I didn't say they were Southern. They were Southern. You
nailed
it. I mean, you nailed it. You were not wrong with that assumption.
That was non-regional. That was non-regional.
Non-regional.
That was non-regional Southern.
That was just
on the nose.
Yeah, just Sad Cowboy. That was all that was.
We should open a bar called the Sad Cowboy.
Oh my God. Yes.
I mean, that'd be amazing.
I would love it. Yeah, and it's like an upscale honky tonk, right?
And the slogan would be the Sad Cowboy, drink to forget.
Yes.
Just a saloon, swinging doors, no whiskey with no label on it.
Right. We make it in the back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of moonshine. It's just moonshine.
Oh, Oh, God.
I think we figured out that's where this goes.
Guys,
This podcast is a companion piece to the Sad
hey guys,
Cowboy.
tweet me at Sadowski23 if you would visit the Sad Cowboy.
Who wouldn't? I mean, there's so many things that it ticks. I mean, think of all the like fun live entertainment you could have. That would range from actual country bands to comedy to Sad Cowboys. You could actually have people who used to be cowboys talking about how many bones they broke on the rodeo.
Oh man, this is good because like let's say like you just got out of a nasty relationship, or like let's say you found out someone was cheating on you or something. You don't want to go to a club.
No,
you want to go and fucking be depressed somewhere.
Yeah.
What the Sad Cowboy? Be depressed. We champion your depression here.
We wrangle your depression.
we wrangle your depression. Oh, is that money?
Oh my God, we should absolutely do this.
I'm kind of into it.
I think it'd be great. We could have a little bit of like, I mean, is it just a bar? Or do we serve food too? Like, what do you think?
I don't think you need to eat when you're trying to get bombed. I don't think you want to eat.
I don't know. Don't you see like someone at the Sad Cowboy? They're on their like fourth boot of whiskey because we only serve it out of boots. I would assume.
See, when I hear the Sad Cowboy, I think about like that saloon in the Three Amigos, like that kind of a place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like player piano playing like
we got tequila. It's like
it's
beer.
light beer. Oh man. I think we just figured out.
I think we did. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, now I have so much things, so many ideas to dedicate to
a good slogan. Wrangle your depression. It's so funny. So funny. What else, Trav?
I'm obsessed with the Sad Cowboy now.
It's a good one.
I think that'd be an amazing place.
I don't know how easy it would be to get a liquor license. Like, what are you guys catering to? We're catering to depressed people.
Yeah.
Who want to get really wasted.
We can have one of those electric bulls, that has the big round pit that people but it's never on, and people are just sitting on these like giant circular couches just drinking and looking at one another.
Oh god. So dark.
I love it.
So dark. The Sad Cowboy.
The Sad Cowboy.
No smiling. No smiling in these parts.
It's just he's like the Sad Cowboy is like he's got a little he's just poking his hat up, like the neon sign of him poking his hat up.
He's pulling his hat down. The neon, the moving neon sign that where instead of poking his hat up, he's pulling his hat down.
And a single tear comes out.
Oh my god, yeah. The crying cowpoke. Oh boy. Good stuff.
That's our signature drink is the crying cowpoke.
The crying cowpoke.
Yeah.
Made with real cowboy tears. Oh boy.
We're on to something, man.
I like it.
And there it is, the inaugural episode of Quick Question.
Don't forget to follow us on the socials. Find me at Sadowski23.
And I'm Mr. Travis Clark, Mr. Travis Clark. Till next time, Quick Question. Sometimes life can feel like a stubborn old mule, just waiting to kick you down the road. If you've had a day that made you feel like a rodeo without any clowns, why, there's only one place to go, the Sad Cowboy. Yes, sir, we're the watering hole that ain't pretending like things are fine. Just look for the crying cowboy pulling his hat down. The Sad Cowboy. We'll leave the light off for